Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
You know what? When I sew and when I quilt, it's always a gamble.
I like to knit and crochet and slay the house down boots.
And you like to watch.
You do. Episode 52. Hello, hustlers.
Wait a minute. Why is you didn't get me one of these?
No, that is yours, my love. I ate mine already.
Oh,
so
I take that back.
I want to make sure you weren't hangry before we started the episode.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
So I brought you a delightful Snickers bar, which you thought was for me, but it's for you.
Well, then why was it on your side?
Because you pushed it on my side to get the plethora of audio and gear things that you need to make this show run.
Have you missed us?
Have you missed us? I'm extra arms today and extra and everything.
All right, so, Aaron.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
It has been. Last time we recorded was February?
March.
Yes, it was March with our friend Carrie, who was up. And it's been exciting.
Well, I alluded to it. When I sew projects and when I quilt, it's always a gamble. What did we recently do?
That is rolling dice for those at home. We went to Vegas in April for a whole week of fun, friendship, laughter, a couple cocktails, and some gambling.
And some star sighting.
Oh, we did see some stars. One star. It's not one star. We went to RuPaul's Drag Race Live at the Flamingo.
As we always do. If you're in Vegas, you're going to go see.
We did. And when we sat down, across from us was Mr. Jonathan Kane. Those that watch Project Runway know that they called him Kane on the show, but it's Jonathan Kane. Has probably been on the show a good 2 or 3 times. And after the show, I went up and said, hey, we're big fans of you and the show. He's like, great. So why are you zooming in? Okay, so we, oh my God. So those who are zooming in on my my pants right now. Basically, we met the man. His friend took pictures of us, a few of them, and I was talking to them the whole time with my zipper down, which not everybody's going to go looking and tell me my zipper's down, but the Instagram version had the stomach up, but you are seeing the full version of zipper down, smiles, and everything.
Now, what was funny is Aaron went to go get cocktails for the table, and all of a sudden, I'm like, it was slow motion. Here he comes. And then all of a sudden, it was just like in slow motion. I'm like, I recognize him. And as I'm sure he looked and saw the, me trying, the numbers and the geometry happening in my brain through my eyes. And he stares at me for a moment. I stare at him. We lock eyes. And then he found his seat. And then I'm like, where's Aaron? Where's Aaron? Because, it's not every day that you see a celebrity. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. Oh my God, he's sitting right in front of us.
Oh my God, you took that picture. I didn't know you took that picture.
Yes, I took a picture. But it was the funniest thing when we got back to the hotel room. All of a sudden, I'm like trying to get out of my shoes because, hello, house feet. And oh my God.
Yeah, I was just looking at the pictures, and I don't know why I was looking at my own crotch, but I was like, oh my gosh, my zipper is down in every single picture. You know what? I mean, whatever, it happens. It happens.
So we had a lot of fun. We went to Vegas and met up with some long friends, John and Kathleen, who Aaron grew up with.
Yeah, he's my best friend, basically my brother.
And 2 of their 3 kids. And so it was me, Aaron, Kathleen, and oh my God,
John and his 2 kids, Aisling,
who
Hector.
went to RuPaul's Drag Race, the show.
We took her to her first drag show.
Yes, she is totally into
19,
the show.
Took her to her first drag show, and she was just smiles the whole time.
Oh my God, the whole time. And it was Hector, and how old is Hector?
11.
11.
11. Yeah.
Okay. He had one wish, and that was to go to, what is it? Something Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf in Vegas, which is at Area
15,
which does not exist. And it is this experience. If anybody, I wish you would look it up online. We tried going to this experience cold because we didn't want any surprises. Now, we did know that when you go into this, you start off in like this big warehouse, and they start you off in...
It's a grocery, it's a market.
A market. And in this market, it's a mini mart, and none of the products would ever exist in a million years on this planet, but they do here. And the fun thing is, as you're going through looking at these absurd, weird, one of a kind, which you can buy these products, you go through, and all of a sudden you're opening up like a freezer door or a grocery, like you were getting milk or something, but there's actually an exit or an entrance to go into this another area. Half of the warehouse is set up as like defunct industrial chemical, some
like a
kind
1950s
of science thing.
Yeah.
And you don't know what happened. And I mean, like, I was very confused, but then the other half, my mind was blown. This is the kind of place that if you were to imbibe in whatever extracurriculars that you would do, this is the place to go at. So we're not going to take you through all the pictures, but there were some that were just like so many things that this place is...
It's an immersive experience.
It's stimulating.
And what, 5 of us went, and when we got together that night, we had dinner, we were talking, did you see this? Did you see this? No, I didn't even see that. And like, did you see this? So everybody has a totally different experience when you're at Meow Wolf. And I think there's one in Colorado, New Mexico, and Vegas. So it's totally cool. I don't know if Chip, you're going to show some pictures.
Yes. So I'm going to try, bear with. Oh, I didn't select them all. That's why.
Oh, that's right.
All right. So,
yeah, it was just a very good time. There are different time slots. Like we got the 11 o'clock time slot. There's like 11:15, 11:30. But that doesn't mean you'll only get like a half hour or so. They don't kick you out. But it's a certain amount of people in. It's really cool.
Okay, so whatever. Is it working?
I don't know.
It was working. It was open. There we go.
Open sesame.
There we go. We've got those, and now I can show them. All right, so this place was amazing. Everything, like I said, it was very stimulating. And let's see if I can go down. Everywhere that you have to look, there is something different going on. And like there was a lot of lights that would affect what you were seeing. They did a lot with color play, and I was like, oh my God, can you imagine that as a crazy, different kind of quilt? There was this picture that was painted on the wall was so incredible because it was all about what lights were playing, and you can see like how everything just looks completely different depending on the lights that you were seeing. Then there was this like new agey spiritual area, so much to see and look at, but like lots of inspiration. So if you're ever in Vegas, I would say hands down, you gotta go check out Meow Wolf because it's like, it just makes your brain do different things. If you, you will not think about your daily problems, I assure you.
No, that was a very good time. We were there for at least 2 hours?
2.5, 3, maybe 2 hours.
2 hours. And yeah, it was totally worth it. Then right after that, we went to, what's the burger place that everybody loves that we never heard of? No, we heard of it.
Couldn't tell you.
Why do I keep on thinking of Kid and Play? And that's a band from the 90s. In-N-Out. In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah. It was all right. But yeah, Meow was good. We stayed at the, where did we stay? Mandalay Bay, which is the first time in Vegas. Love that. It was a very good experience there.
I felt very self-contained. So like it was if the house grew with casino on the bottom, and I didn't have to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And many great cocktails we had when we were there.
And then I did so good the whole week that we were there. I was down $25 for the entire week. I mean, and I was playing the machines day in, day out, and
I did not have the same experience as Chip, so I have a GoFundMe link below to make up for. Just kidding.
All right, big news. You know that Aaron, changing subjects.
Subject changes.
Aaron had been sitting on a big goose egg for how long? Your super secret project.
So those of you who follow us on Instagram, which you can follow us on Instagram if you want to, I was row 1's Dyer of the Month for May.
You still are.
So it's still May. So what row 1 is, if you do not know, it's a subscription service that you get 10 10-gram minis every month from a different indie dyer from all over the U.S. There's also an option for a subscription that you get 2 sets of 10 gram super subscription.
There you go.
2 sets of 10-gram minis. So I basically my entire January, February, March. No, January. I mailed them out the very beginning of March. So January and February, all I did was dye because I am just a little indie dyer with literally 4 pans, and I had to dye like 500 and some skeins. It was an honor. It was a privilege. I loved it. And now that yarn is out there in the world, if you are a subscriber for row 1, let me know what you think of the May dyeing, because I try to do some album-inspired ones, try to do some colors you guys haven't seen before, but try to make it all still cohesive. So that's what my super secret project was, and that just took a lot of time, but it was very, very fun and fulfilling.
And it's nice to get the messages, hey, my box just came in.
Yeah, but a lot of hustlers reach out and say, oh my gosh, you are they didn't say May's Dyer of the Month row 1. They just go, oh my gosh, I got your yarn in the mail today. I'm super excited, which made me feel super excited as well.
I know Christine got hers.
Many people got
I think
theirs.
she kept checking the mailbox.
Oh, because I think I told Christine, we only told like 3 people beforehand, and Christine was one of those that we kind of let the secret out for. And thank you, Carrie, for helping me kind of put the palette together. I put a palette together, sent it to Carrie. We kind of went through what would work and what wouldn't. Then I sent it to our friend Michael and our friend Jeff just to get feedback from them, and sent it to Kevin, kind of give me some feedback on that. So it really worked out, and it was just like I said, a lot of work. Oh, we're not a big high five family. I thought you were like, hold up, I got something to say. I didn't realize it was High Five Friday.
I'm giving you your props.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
I can't see that.
I'm sorry. And thank you, row 1, for having me be
having me.
Originally, they asked me to do April. And I was like, oh, that's just too soon. I can't do all that. And it was the same time I was taking Alana's class.
Alana's class
for the color alchemy class. So I'm like, how am I going to do all this? So it was just a busy few months.
He was busy.
I was busy, but look at me now. Looking exactly the same as I did 4 months ago. Okay. Yeah, that was really good. It was funny.
So,
Aaron?
No. I was saying, do we want to talk about movies? You've got to. Talk about busy. We have been busy.
We can talk about movies if we want.
Nah,
let's not talk about movies. Watch Nona's. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, Nona's. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes, Nona's. For those who know and love me, we know that during the holiday season, during Christmas time, I will watch The Christmas Castle 30 times every year. It's just something that I don't have to watch. It's just background. As I'm sewing, gang, I have found my new It could be spring, it could be summer. It won't be fall because there's things that are ready for the fall, and it won't be winter. So it's either spring, maybe it's my spring thing.
That's good. Your spring fling.
My spring movie is Nona's on Netflix, and it's just a feel-good movie that it celebrates the Italian community, and you don't. I like families that argue.
It's all about cooking.
And it's all about cooking.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that just make you walk away feeling good. They didn't try too hard. They let the story tell itself. A lot of fun. And if you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and watch it.
Yeah, there's no stress in this movie. It's just like, it's a feel-good movie.
It is.
And every once in a while, you just need a good feel-good movie.
So since we're already in this lane, what about Naiad? Have you guys? It's a 2023 movie with Jodie Foster and
That one lady.
the one who played
That lady.
Naiad. Your guy, scream at the TV if you've already seen it. But anyway, honey, she got jellyfish in the face. What else? I mean, she is drinking seawater. It's all about this 60-some-year-old woman who is...
63, 60.
It took her 5 times to try. She first started in the 80s, and when she was in her 30s, and trying to swim from Cuba to Miami, and
Is it Miami or the Keys?
the Keys. I'm sorry, the Keys.
There it is.
And wow, it's a good movie. I had been putting it off. It's such a good movie. I mean, like, lately I have been like, I need things that are like ready to keep you going.
True stories that are motivating.
Yeah. So that's the kind of lane that we're in right now. If you have any, like, what are your favorite movies that, like, oh my God, I just need this. It lifts you up, and like, it's like Golden Girls, She was cagey like a tiger. And she could hear the crowd saying, Sophia, Sophia. And then it happened. Every runner's nightmare. She hit a wall. No, really, she hit a wall.
she really hit a wall.
Yes. Aaron.
Yeah. What do we got? We got, what are you making? We got You Made That. We have shop updates. We have a shop sales. We have all kinds of things on this episode, and
it might be a little long episode, so
it's gonna be a good one. So
you might want
stick
to hit
around.
pause. You might want to go get yourself a beverage or two, and then just get your snacks and make sure that you have your project with you.
Grab a Snickers, because it satisfies.
This
Apparently,
show is going to satisfy you.
it's gonna satisfy you in more ways than you can imagine.
Aaron,
Yes.
you made that?
I did. So those who are true hustlers and had the time, we had our Dishcloth Revolution in April, where we took 1 week, a Wednesday through a We had our Dishcloth Revolution a Wednesday through a Wednesday, where we had 1 week. All we knit were dishcloths. You can knit 1, 2, 3, 4 from a book, not from a book. We had a couple Zooms, so we got together with hustlers all over the U.S., and then we had our friends in Dublin, the Isle of Man, in England, join us as well. So let's check out some dishcloths that I completed. They're in my chip sack. Which one is this?
That one is... Oh my God, you're quizzing me.
I'm sorry.
There's so many
gorgeous.
names.
There is so many names.
Go to the website.
Okay, go to the website. They're there. Anyways, I did Grandma's favorite dishcloth, was just your standard dishcloth. You have some yarn overs and kind of do some sides. Now, this one was done in Dishy from Knit Picks, and this one was done in, it's what, Sugars and Cream? Sorry. Let me look at Sugar and Cream. And if I'm going to be judging these, I'm thinking Dishy from Knit Picks is a little bit softer than Sugars and Cream. Chip, what do you think? Take a good look. Take a good look and take a good feel.
Have both of these been washed?
No, nothing's been touched or washed yet.
Oh.
I feel like I like
This is softer.
the feeling of Dishy a little bit better, and it's a little bit softer.
Which is going to scrub the pan better?
That's what we're going to figure out. So stay tuned maybe, I don't know. But when we were knitting dishcloths,
okay, so if this was a body cloth, you want this.
because it's softer?
Because it's softer. If you want something, unless, I mean, like, I don't know how much you have to slough off your skin.
You're looking at it.
We'll take the bigger one.
Well, after my pressure washing job yesterday in the back patio, I needed this one. So basically, yeah, I don't know what you guys prefer. But
Form over function.
Form over function. But look at this. So I did these first two, then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a little bit crazy with my dishcloth game. So I knew Stephen West had the Vertices Unite, and then he made a mini Vertices Unite pattern for like swatching. I said, why can't you turn that into a dishcloth? So look how cute this is.
That is amazing.
My gosh. This is a little dishcloth Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I don't know how practical it is.
Have you tagged him yet?
I have not tagged the gentleman yet. It could be a little bikini, really, if you wanted to. A little face mask. But why just give a regular dishcloth when you could be a little bit extra?
You could make
a
two of these.
It could be a bikini top.
Yeah.
And since it's cotton, it's able to get wet.
Look at that.
Look at you. Just look at you.
Just look at you.
And then I started to do another Stephen West pattern, then I just kind of lost the urge. So this one, I think, is the... Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forget what this one is.
It's not in the notes?
I don't remember. It's not in the notes because I was like, I wasn't even sure I was going to talk about this one. I did this dishcloth, which I did not use the correct color because let's see what this one says.
What does it say?
Well, it says, if you can see that, shade. This pattern is by Get Knit Faced in CO, which is Colorado, and she has tons. See,
I can see
you can see it, but if I think I used a darker color, it would have worked out a lot better. But Get Knit Faced in CO.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she has tons of patterns that say Dish Queen. She has some that have a little bit more color to them. So if you're offended easily by things, maybe not go. But if you want a dishcloth that has the C word on it, this is exactly where you should go and buy her patterns because she has a lot of great stuff up there.
Creamsicle?
The C word is creamsicle. And then this is not really my own design, but I knew I wanted to. Oh, I need you to get up, please.
Okay, we almost had a little malfunction. You keep talking.
Okay. Our camera above started to go. I knew that gave me a heart attack. Always something here.
We're going down.
We're going down. I knew that I wanted to do something Prince style and just kind of make a Prince dishcloth, basically. And I found a pattern that I just took a picture of. I think someone was selling it on Etsy. I know that's totally gross, and I kind of tried to figure it out myself. But if I can, the camera might have moved a lot. Yes, so we're not even going to worry about that.
Well, hold on. Give me a second.
All right, let's try it again. Let's zoom down.
Oh.
There, we get close.
Let's try it there.
There we go. And if you look here, it is the Prince symbol that I made out of a bunch of pearls on this dishcloth, which every time I wash the dishes, I'll listen to Prince and think of Prince. That could have been very
devastating.
But thanks to my quick reflexes and the Dishcloth Revolution, was my gut just sticking out when I grabbed that? If it is, thank you. If it was, it was. Basically, this big contraption started to go towards the monitor and the camera, but...
it's a hell of a day at sea, sir.
It is a hell of a day at sea, sir. But those who joined the Zooms, thank you so much for joining the revolution. I would love to do it twice a year if we had time, just because it's a one-week thing. And you get together, you just shoot the S, gossip a little bit and knit some dishcloths. And who doesn't need another dishcloth, which I know some people use in the shower. Some people use them for their dishes. So it's that kind of situation.
But if you're going to gift them, make sure that whoever you're gifting them to is dishcloth worthy.
Yes. And then I started to crochet one, and then I lost the interest in it. But it's a little round guy. I guess he can be a little scrubby for something. There you go. So that is what I personally knit for the Revolution 2025.
I can't believe that you even, I mean, I didn't even see it happen. You were like,
I don't know.
You went into the mom save, like when you're quick stop and you're like this, you went into the mom save.
I did. For some reason, I was like, oh, something's happening. And I saved your life, even though it was going that way.
That would have been devastating. It was my fault, really, because there's a little box underneath the table so that I can put my feet on it, and it pushed on the legs on the.
Well, this is the second time it fell this week, huh?
This is true, but thankfully the monitor in the stand over here was like
good.
Farther away. Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's regroup. Bring it in. Do you want a high five again? No, you got a high five like a gentleman.
Ow.
Ah, did you say ow? Okay. Chip.
Yes.
You made that?
I did 100%. Not only did I do it, I did it twice. I did it again.
Delicious.
So, way back in February, we went to QuiltCon, and last time we podcast, we just ran out of time to be able to show it. So I'm going to show it. But in the meantime, it was so good what I made, I did it again. It'll make sense. It'll make sense. So when we went to QuiltCon, everybody, all the house, what was there, like 10 of us in the house, instead of making like a house gift for each member of the house, we each decided everybody brought one made gift, and then we did a white elephant exchange, and it was so much fun, so much better than like everybody giving to, because you're not going to satisfy everybody. But with a white elephant, you get to play steel and all that. So there's maybe a chance you're going to get something that you really like. So what I made, I can't wait to show you this. So what I made was, oh my God, I made a clock, y'all.
It's gorgeous.
I loved. I went on to Chipazon, and the only thing I had to buy for this was the little clock part right here. If you can see my little mousey moving. But the clock part comes with the hands, and it was so much fun. But this time, what I did, so the first time I used my laser cutter, and I'm kind of restricted to the size of the laser itself because it's 12 inches by 20 inches. That's as big as I can cut with. And we do have the other thing where you can pass it and like really laser, like it was something 20 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And you keep advancing it, but like I wasn't going to do all that. So like just under 12 inches was like the size that I made. So I started out with, it cut the perfect circle for me, and then it went into the center. This time I made this one first, and all of a sudden I realized, oh shoot, my center hole was off. It wasn't in the center. And if you're telling time, you kind of want that either to be really off or right in the dead center. So this one I had to pitch. Then I made this one. So all was going good. And then, so the next step was to start piecing some fabric together. And then it was time to, just like a quilt, I had this big square of fabric that I had made. Here it is.
Boom.
I have this, here's 12 o'clock. So I had so much fun making this that I ended up using this as just a test project for quilting custom with the long arm and the robotics. I'm still, like getting used to it, But what's fun is if you look here, this is a diamond that kind of repeats all of these. So you have this big diamond, but then over here, this is actually the same shape, but I treated these two pieces of fabric as if they were one fabric. And so I thought, oh my God, I'm loving how this turned out, which was too big because I only had that much to work with. So I ended up, instead of using the wood this time, I used foam core. And then it was like, oh my God, how am I going to figure out how to make a circle, a perfect circle? Science. I ended up just like taking graph paper and fold it in four, and then I came up with this template that I was going to use. And then once I had that circle, then I laid that on some foam. So much fun. And you don't have to have a long arm. You don't have to have a sewing machine. You can totally make your own clock with some scissors, maybe a pizza box, you know, whatever you've got around. Scrappy. The only thing you need to buy is some hardware for the actual moving parts. And so you can see it's not fancy on the back. It's just like I took scrap foam, and it's not, I mean, you're never going to look at that side. But the only thing that I need to change about this one is to have, I need different hands, because this is really, when it's hanging up and it's across the room and you don't have your glasses on, these clock hands are impossible to see. So I wish there was some like way that I could make them. But
Can
like
you spray paint them?
You know, that's a really good idea.
No big deal. You're welcome. And that's not the only thing you have to change.
Well,
because once you're here, you have to turn it back.
Exactly. But you can see, like, I love the clock that I made for the white elephant. The only thing that I didn't love was that, like, if you have a white wall, you have a white background against a white wall. But if you have, like, if your home is painted and you have, you know, this would stick out. Oh my God, I absolutely love that clock that I did. Both versions were so much fun. Completely, I would do it again.
No, you really can tell that you took the time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How long have you been sitting on that nugget? Wow.
Right when you picked it up, I thought of it for some reason. And I knew it was going to be lame, and that's why I did it. You're welcome.
I kept telling all of my housemates, because it was pretty much everybody on our Saturday Zoom that we've been meeting for 3-4 years. And I kept telling, because we weren't sharing secrets. We weren't telling anybody, you know, like what we made or anything like that. And I kept saying, oh my God, there's not enough cathedrals in the U.S. I mean, we need more cathedrals to hang my artwork. And ever since then, we've just got a new pope.
Oh my God.
And he's an American. And so, like, I think we have the end. We're going to get more cathedrals now to hang up my art.
You should. No, I think it's great. And you worked it up until the very last second. Did you?
I'm going to watch the metrics.
Why don't I get the yays and the children when I tell good jokes? I don't want to be that kind of show.
Yeah, well. All right. So that was, you made that?
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Where is this going to live? Because I noticed it's been kind of living here, but nobody's really enjoying it.
I've been enjoying it.
Well, is it going to go in the kitchen, or is leaning against a box?
We do not need another clock in the kitchen. There's one on the stove. There's one on the coffee pot. There is one... Microwave. We don't need another clock. So I'm thinking living room.
The living room could work.
That's what we said.
I was going to say maybe the guest
room.
Above
the TV.
But the guest room already has...
No, I want to see it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I love it. Come over and see the clock. for limited time only.
Wink, wink.
Want to come see my
You got
clock?
time?
You got the time. You have the time. Come over. This is terrible. Okay.
Aaron,
Okay, let's go.
you made that?
I did. Okay. So last episode, if you watched it, if you haven't, go back. Because I kind of went on a little spiel about how much the sock cranker was just was on my last nerve. But after that, I totally got it, and I kind of figured it out, mostly with our help, with the help of our friend Aquila from aleftyknitter Podcast. She took the time, sent me little videos, and everything worked perfectly if you actually follow her instructions.
And who else triaged you?
That time or before or after?
During this whole...
Well, Carrie and Ray. And, oh my God, am I leaving someone out that really helped me?
No, but there was you had an army behind you.
Who else?
That was it.
Oh, is it? Okay. But yeah, so the very first round.
And not Rob.
Not Rob.
He just provided.
Don't even say his name.
He just provided it.
Because we're totes obsessed with him. Yes. So I just want to show you some of the magic that I did to, look at this. These are some sock tubes that I made. This is all just kind of leftover scrappy yarn, not all of it, scrappy yarn that I had. This is like a patent Croy pattern that I got from my friend Jen J. This was some stuff I had left. This is all fingering, and this one's an 80-20 of some leftover that I dyed. Basically, this is just to tell you how well I am getting at the sock cranker now, the Erlbacher.
Oh, I love this.
Isn't this one? I forget what this one is. I know this one, I think maybe Teddy Bear from Trilogy Yarns when Nancy was dying.
I would have these socks.
You want these? Well, now I can make you a pair because everybody knows how much I love knitting socks. But here is an example of, let's go down a little bit. If you notice, this is where I started. My tension was a little bit not where I want, not I want to say off, but not where I wanted it. So then I tightened up the tension, and you can actually see how it kind of improved for what I wanted to do. So it's a little bit tighter and more fit here compared to, it almost like a lady's stocking, to here, which is a little bit more loose than I want. So I think I got it dialed in. And then we did this, which is a gorgeous color. This is the Pride colorway from Get Knit Faced in CO, Colorado, which I think she has on her website right now, but feel how soft this is.
Oh.
That is super soft. And then this one, apologies, Nancy, a couple years ago, we had a skein exchange for the holiday season. And Nancy over at Trilogy Yarns, who is no longer the owner of Trilogy Yarns, but still, I consider her the Trilogy
These
Yarns.
look phenomenal.
This is a self-striping yarn. I can't find the ball band right now, but this is going to work up to be a great sock. So,
Can I have this pair?
which pair? Both of them, or just
Nancy's.
yeah? Now this isn't Trilogy Yarns, but this is what she gave me for the sock exchange. I will have to look at what this is. But wouldn't this also make a really nice scarf?
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, if it was thicker, it would have been a perfect scarf. Hey, there we go. Can you grab that for me, please? So I don't have to bend over so nobody has to see my bald spot. I'm deceiving you all. Okay, so yeah. Getting my cranking done. Eventually, Rob's going to want this machine back at some time. So for flock and things like that, I'm going to have to start cranking up things so people can see the samples. Because last year we had many people say, hey, thank you so much for showing us samples of what it looks like knit up. With that said, this is going to look totally different if you were doing like a sweater quantity of it, because it's not going to knit up like this, but at least you can kind of get an idea of how it does look. But this is basically kind of a half. You made that because I actually made some tubes. That's I'm very happy about. And basically I want to crank everything in sight because it was just So fun. Yeah, I'm happy now. But those are my tubes.
Love it.
Yeah.
You should be very excited because it was a huge journey for you.
It was. I mean, this thing was just like, this is not going to work out well. Then I took a few days off, took a few breaths, talked to Aquila, and then a few other people, and then it just turned out to be perfect. So someday these might be socks. I know not everybody agrees with sock cranking, but that's where I am at because I don't care for knitting socks. I know a lot of people love it, but this is a way that I can probably make socks because I can just add the heel, toe, and cuff, and then it's be all smiles with it. Just gonna need to figure out my recipe for that. There goes a motorcycle. Chip.
Yes, sir.
While I'm winding this up, you made that?
I did. So this was a few years in the making. So I finally finished my Preppy quilt.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm telling you, since I got the robotics on the long arm, I am so excited and motivated to do some long arming and some quilting. I absolutely love the way that this turned out. I used an edge-to-edge design that came with my Q-matic. Let's see if we can get a big shot. So this is kind of upside down. So let's give it to you this way.
How do you even know? Sorry,
because
it looks the same to me.
Yeah, because there are, I'm losing my paper. There are butterflies right here.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah.
So there, all it is a series of butterflies and loops, and I was asking, you know, like this was a brave moment for me because I am not someone who ordinarily would have quilted using a variegated or any color in the thread, but I loved. I mean, like this is very cheerful. A lot of the same colors, like we've got green, there's blue, there's red, orange, and yellow. So it really worked out nicely, and I have a it's a tonal backing, little bit of flowers, very tight print on there. Mm-hmm. But again, these are all flowers here. I will never ever forget Tandy saying, "Oh my gosh, this looks like the Microsoft logo."
When you were holding it up, I thought of that, but probably because Tandy put it in my ear.
Yeah. So, but I don't call it the Microsoft quilt. This is my Preppy, and I'm telling you, the robotics on the computerized digital quilting, that is my game.
Like you're doing amazing with it.
I'm having so much fun and learning so much. So like I'm getting better and better at every time you do a pass, then you have to kind of reset, advance the quilt so that you have your next row that you're doing and getting things lined up. I'm getting really better at it. I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, but I'm
only
getting
been a few months.
Yeah, having so much fun. And really, it's completely a game changer because when I'm starting to noodle on a new project, one of the first things I'm actually thinking about is like, what are the quilting possibilities? And that is so much fun that like when it was just me driving, I am not perfect. So like I have friends that Carrie, we all love Carrie. She has there's a ring, and then there's like 15, 20 different little motifs that she has a practice and kind of like a reference that she can show people and say, oh, okay, let's pick out your quilting. Carrie, she can do all these motifs, and it's just like she knows it like the back of her hand. And me driving that, it's like I can do consistent, but like I don't have years of mastery. And like feathers, forget about it. Like when you're trying to put feather quilting on that, that is like when you're starting to get into real artistry, and I just don't have that.
But you are also the type that I think the robotics help because you strive for perfection. So this, I think, it helps you get and think that it's perfect.
It's cleaner.
Because it's cleaner and things like that.
It's cleaner.
I'm not one of those people. Like I'm not a perfection person. You are. So I think this is right for you.
Yes. And I enjoy, like everybody teases that, like I like to push buttons, and I do. But if there's an engineered way of, kind of putting that into my crafts, I absolutely love finding out. Like, I wouldn't have had even the inkling to do this, but it was more of like, oh, here's this design. Can I morph it to make this new design? And that I take on as a challenge. Yeah. And it's so fun. It is so fun when it works. So yeah, so I'm like,
Gorge.
I'm having so much fun, and we're having some UFOs that are making their way to the couch.
Yeah, this one's been on the couch since you finished it. So he's already been wrapped up in it many times.
I love it. This is my, one of my spring quilts.
Spring fling.
This is a spring fling. So yeah, there's no pattern for that one. That was something I just kind of made up. Yeah.
Nice.
You should do it.
Nice. No, you should do it. There's no pattern. Just make it up. Go for it.
It is so much fun and freeing when you're like, okay, I start out with a design and then I screw it up somehow. Like there's a project that I'm working on now. I cut out twice as many pieces than I actually needed. And I text Carrie and I'm like, I cut out twice as many pieces as needed. And Carrie's like, that's very on brand for you.
It is. That's how we ended up with a 200-inch postcards from Sweden blanket on our bed.
That's a quilt.
That's a quilt. Sorry. Not blanket, a quilt.
But, I'm having fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
That's good.
Aaron, do you have any more you made that?
I do not.
All right, Aaron.
Wait, do you have any more? You made that?
No.
Okay. Good.
What are you making?
What am I making? So let's start. You saw this probably last time. This is living in just a chip bag he made me a long time ago with a little semen. And it is the let me see what it is. Stripeometry Shawl by Stephan West. It is, like I said last time, it's almost like a Vertices Unite where you knit, there's 5 sections to this one, Vertices Unite in 7 sections, and you kind of combine these sections to make one giant baby quilt. Not quilt. We'll see, you got quilt on my mind. And I guess I can't show it to you all because I am this is like, it's hard to show these kind of things when they're at the end. Made in 3 different colors, so all you need is 3 skeins of fingering. This is all my yarn. This is our 80-20.
But that's huge.
Yes, it's going to be huge. This is our 80-20 merino 4-ply. The blue is called Hey Navy. The pink is Now That's a Pop. And the gray is The Color of Thunder. This is going to do an I-cord bind off, which I started to do, I would say, 2 weeks ago. And it's a I-cord bind off that I am going to alternate colors. So I'll do knit a few sections of purple, or sorry, not purple, but pink, then a few of blue. What I was noticing when I got probably a quarter of a way down is my I-cord bind off started to bunch up everything, probably because I was alternating skeins. So talked about it with some friends. I ripped it all out. And I am going to try to I'm at the point where I either go up a needle size, that way when I do my I-cord bind off, it doesn't bunch as much, or I just do it in one color. So basically, I'm like, do I do it in one color, or do I want the coolness of that I-cord bind off going, Now That's a Pop, Hey Navy, Now That's a Pop,
gosh.
Hey Navy, which is going to take a little bit longer, but like I've told people before, I find the I-cord bind off relaxing. I don't know why. A lot of people can't stand doing it, but that's where I'm at right now. almost finished, almost to the finish line. If you guys could see how large this was, you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty mammoth shawl. I really enjoyed knitting on this. I can't say anything negative about it. The instructions are always good with Stephen West, in my opinion. Links to some videos in there. I wish I could show you a picture.
Is this all
of
garter?
what it looks like. Yes, it is all garter. And so you're just knitting and knitting and knitting. There's no purls in here. The only tricky parts are maybe when you kind of join some things to get the seams. And those who don't like the I-cord bind off, that might turn you away a little bit. But you don't even have to do it. You could just knit, you can bind off a different way. So that is, I really wish I could show you the sections, but I can't do it right now. I'll at least show you a little bit. You'll see like it's a 1 by 1. Then this one's you probably have 4, 4, 4, 4, and there's a couple that are 5 and 6, just to give you different kind of stripes throughout the entire shawl. But yeah, I am loving it, and by next episode, which hopefully will be out sometime, you will be able to see it finished and wrapping around me. So that's it. That's all I got for...
You're making that?
I am making that. Would you go with one solid color around the edge, or would you kind of alternate just to make it look a little bit different?
I probably don't want to work that hard.
Oh, okay. Carrie suggested that I do Carrie over at the Creative Session suggested that I do a totally different color than I've already done for the bind off. And I was like, oh, that could work as well.
How far?
The whole thing. But I don't even know what...
No, how far different?
We didn't get into
like
specifics.
green?
Like a lime green.
No.
No, yeah, exactly. But we're just trying to think if there's another color that can give it an extra pop, because this does have a pretty gnarly pop to it already, which I love it.
I don't think it needs an obnoxious... I mean, Carrie's always trying to gild the lily.
Love her, adore her. But yeah, so that's my Stripeometry shawl by Stephen West, which is almost finished. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go up a needle size and try to do the alternate color of the I-cord bind off, just to give it a little bit more something to it.
Fierce.
A little bit more fierceness. Chip.
Yes.
What are you making?
Well, I'm gonna need your help for this one.
Oh.
You want to go on a trip?
Yes, let's go on a trip.
Okay, so Aaron, do you guys you're
gonna see
roving reporter.
You're gonna see the behind the scenes of the whole factory here.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you, Chip. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, hold on.
He's coming right back. Now he's going back.
Okay, so every Saturday, my gang, my So Saturdays, our gang, Jen put out a challenge, and she's like, hey, we need to do a jelly roll race. And basically, 7 of us took the challenge up. It was me, Tandy, Carrie, Brendan, Susan, Jen, me, and Rob. We all took a jelly roll. So these are 2.5 inch thick, and there's width of fabric, and it's 42 inches. And some jelly rolls, this one has 20 pieces. Then there's ones that you can buy, and they have like 40 pieces. And what you do is you sew each one end to end, and you just have this mammoth 40-piece long tape that you're making, and then you sew it, and every time that you are ready to, you like fold it in half, you're gonna cut the bottom, finish that seam, and then you do this over and over and over again. And I made my own jelly roll strip, and don't you know, I try to be too clever. So like I said, this is 2.5 inches wide. Of course, I'm like, what would it look like if it was 3.5 inches wide? So that's what I did. I made mine larger. Well, then I wound up with this, which I think all in all is pretty cool. But it was just such an odd size. So I'm in love with the color palette. I chose 5 different fabrics. This is Allison Glass. This is her Wovens collection. And it's got like this fine stripe in it. I don't really love it for a quilt though. I think this would be better suited for if you were making garments, but for a quilt, not so much. I have an idea that I was noodling around and I talked to a couple people and I said, you know what? I think what I want to do is make blocks. So square blocks or maybe triangles, not sure what it's going to look like yet. But I'm going to take a square and just have that much, make that its own block. But I'm going to use some fusible on the back. So this is just a stabilizer that I can iron on, and it makes this have more structure. And then I thought, oh, okay, how can I really spice this up? I went into my stash and I have this houndstooth that is gorgeous, and it's just gray and black. And I think with this combination, this could look sharp. And what I might do is do a checkerboard configuration. So I'll have like a square of this, and then that'll be outlined in some houndstooth. And I'm gonna have to stabilize this as well because it's a jersey knit, which is fine, but as long as I have this, it's really no different than quilting on like a t-shirt quilt. So it'll be a little fussy, but I think it's doable. Then I'm going to have other blocks that are going to alternate in a checker pattern, that this will be the block, and then I'll have maybe some of these colors doing an outline of that. So it could be really, really graphic. And then to really stabilize it, I'm going to have some sashing, and I've got this really deep indigo blue denim that I'm just going to use as kind of like an interrupt between all of this busy and pop of color. This is going to be just grounding a little bit more, but I think this could be a really phenomenal, stunning, modern quilt, and I'm kind of excited about it. So let me go back to the desk.
Question.
Yes.
So, Chip, screwed up something over here. You can come on back. Do you need to use a different kind of interfacing for the houndstooth because it's bigger?
What's that?
Do you need to do, because you said the houndstooth was a different kind of material. Do you have to use a different interfacing so it evens out, or one's going to be softer and harder than the other?
No. So, okay. So and you can put it back on me. Oh. So this is a woven, this is a knit, and it's going to be, yes, there's going to be some difference between, there's got denim, you've got knit, and you've got a woven. So this is going to be very experimental in like how consistent it'll be. But again, it's going to be, if it's art, it could turn into art. And okay. I'm fine with that too. But the stabilizer, there's different ones that you can get. Like you can get a very lightweight one, you can get a medium weight, or you can even get a heavy weight if you're really trying to get it so that each of the different fabrics kind of level out. But maybe I just need to do more experimentation. TBD, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you for answering that.
Oh God.
Back to me. No, that was good. Hey,
so I'm going to show you what everybody like. The nice thing about the Jelly Roll race was that, I mean, when you're looking at this thing, you really don't know what to expect, what it's going to come out with. So the one good thing that you have in your favor is that the manufacturer or the designer who created that jelly roll, this is a curated bunch of fabrics that should play well with each other. And this is the type of project that literally Brendan finished in 45 minutes. He had a complete quilt top in 45 minutes.
Sounds sus to me.
Carrie was soon to follow. Actually, Carrie Rob, Carrie, Rob, Jen. We're soon to follow. I don't remember how quickly Tandy got finished. Susan and I, we were in last place. But you know what? Quality over, racing. Mm-hmm. It was a race, and that was the thing. It's like none of us had ever done it before, but we were all, we were down with it. We were like, okay, let's just experiment. All right, so we've got Brendan. Here was the winner, Brendan. I think he cheated, but it actually turned out pretty cool. Then we have Carrie's. Actually, I'm going to show you Carrie's. This is her finished quilt top. She could have stopped here, but she was like, you know what? There's another way to make it step up a notch, and that is to cut it. So she's like, okay, I'm going to try that. And so that's putting 4 of the pieces just in cutting it in triangles, and then getting an even more, leveled up look. Of course, here's mine, and you can see, this thing is really long, and for the width, it just didn't make sense. But I love the colors. This is really graphic, and it can only get more exciting. All right, so then we have Jen. Jen was the one who instigated it all. And the funny thing is that we were all talking about we're not picking really, beloved fabrics that we're going to, because we don't know what we're getting. But everybody really was satisfied with what they got. Here's Rob.
I love Rob's.
Of course, Rob just looks, very...
very Rob.
Very Rob, very soft, very non-gender specific.
Soft, delicate, so Rob.
All right, and then Susan's, love it. Hers was this was actually a Christmas fabric.
Oh, really?
It was a Christmas jelly roll that she got. And then Tandy, God bless the USA.
That's cute. Very cute.
Very cute. And Jen, you instigated.
That's
and I thank you, because it was a lot of fun. If I had to do it again, now I know how to play better, because I was worried about how it was unrolling and everything, because I had a pile of fabric. You don't have to worry about anything. Just put the 2 pieces of fabric together. I was worried that it was going to get tangled, but it doesn't matter because you're cutting as you go.
Yeah.
So I lost time. I didn't know.
Poor thing.
I didn't know.
But did you have fun?
Of course we did. And we talked a lot of smack, too.
I was talking about that with my Thursday knit night group. I said it'd be fun if we could do something like that. But it's really hard to do knitting and kind of race, unless we all do really chunky yarn.
A sock.
A sock. Well, if you had a tube. But I was like, well, maybe instead of that, we can all pick almost a tin can knits pattern, and we all have to come up with our own Fair Isle design. Not necessarily a race, but if we all picked the exact same pattern, but we had to do our own design on it. And then I think it was Kevin that said maybe we could do the one that has the doodle deck specific.
Oh.
For some reason that name is always there, but do a doodle deck and everybody makes their own hat, not necessarily a race, but we all do it together, kind of like that. So, because it's just too hard to race with crochet and knitting, in my opinion. I know there's people.
There are speed knitters.
I think Olivia, I know you watch sometimes. I feel like Olivia won a speed knitting prize one time. I know she wins prizes all the time for knitting, but I forget if it was speed knitting or crocheting. But for some reason, that's back here. So, yeah, it can be done, but I don't think our group, it can be done like that. Except for Nancy. Nancy's like the fastest knitter that we know. Hey guys, I just finished this sweater while we were sitting here for 5 minutes, which is amazing.
She'll have, all three bears and Goldilocks
exactly
outfitted, in an afternoon.
Yeah, that's funny.
The only drawback with this kind of project is, yes, you're doing straight seam, but everybody admitted, okay, because they were favoring speed over precision, sometimes you get a wonky seam. And like, I know that when I was ironing it after it was all finished, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I missed it, but there was like a hole, and I was like, I missed that seam altogether. So yeah, it's not something that you're like, oh, it's perfect. Like, this is going to be, oh my God, I have one day to get a gift made for someone that I forgot. Give yourself a race.
Yeah. Do you ever, I don't think you've done that, have you? Like, forgot something and made a
No,
gift?
all of mine usually wind up in a cathedral, so this wouldn't work.
Ooh, it's getting deep in here.
My work is cathedral worthy.
That's so funny. I haven't made a gift for anyone for a long time. I need to do that. Because I remember when we used to have Christmas parties back in the day, I used to make hats for everybody. Then, people separated.
Something happened during COVID.
So something happened during COVID. Nobody has Christmas parties here anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Aaron.
Yes.
What are you making?
What else do I have left?
Are you going to take us on a tour?
I am going to take you on... I'm making a hat. And it is, my friends, the Making Space hat by Scott Rohr. And if you can see that right there, it's got some, as you notice, it has some short rows. And so I started with a DK weight yarn, even though it called for worsted. And I just wasn't digging it, so I ripped it out. So just Thursday night, I started over. I found some Malabrigo yarn that was in my stash that was just sitting there calling me. This one is called, the thing just went away. The teal is called Teal Feather, and the ochre is called Frank Ochre. So yeah, so I am done 2 rows already. It's lots of, obviously, just knitting in the round. What needles are these? 4.5 millimeter needles. And so far, it's just a really easy hat. I don't know if I'm going to wear this hat because I have like a folded brim. This one doesn't have it. It's like a 3x4, 3 knits, 4 pearls. I can't give you because it's the paid for pattern. But yeah, if you like short rows and want a little bit of funkiness in it.
What makes it funky?
This is because it's kind of doing, see how the short rows, you can kind of get some, I don't know what to call this. Short rows, you get a little bit more.
The spacing
In between it. So it's not like just regular stripes going all the way through it. The stripes just have a little bit of more, I'm not good with words sometimes. It's hard being adorable. But yeah. So yeah. It's not Fair Isle, but let's see if it says anything about. It's not really color work either. It's just got the German short rows and some make ones. So if you can do that, you guys, I have been off my speaking game for the last month. I had a couple work meetings last week that I was just like, is this what I've become? For some reason, the words aren't coming out the last few weeks, and I don't know why, but that's what's happening. But yeah, the Making Space hat. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be fun. And that is what I'm working on. That was just a terrible description. So that was just a terrible description of what it is. But
okay, yeah, so this is
my German short rows.
You're using Rios.
Yeah, we talked about Malabrigo Rios, which is the worsted weight yarn.
Yep.
We've covered that. We've covered everything.
German short rows.
German short rows, which kind of gives you this difference in.
What are you thinking about that rim?
The rim
of the hat.
The brim.
Brim.
The brim of the hat.
The rim of the bowl.
Yes, I said that it's fine for most people, but I like a folded brim, which I could have done. I could have just knitted 4 inches of 2x2 or 3x1 and then just changed it, but I wanted to go by what the pattern actually is just to see how it fit and how it worked out.
Yeah, I was looking at this and thinking this is not usually your cup of tea. Mm-hmm. And
I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
But as far as the brim, that's not my usual.
Is this a slouchy hat?
No, it's pretty much a fitted hat.
Ooh, I don't know that you're going to wear this.
I know.
Is this going to be a gift?
It could be a gift.
Yeah.
And I was just looking for something different than that.
It's very pretty what you've chosen.
Yeah, these colors are gorgeous together. Like I said, I didn't even say it. I'm into teals and this yellow color for the last few years. And this color has been everywhere in, I think, every single show we watch. This teal,
Oh my gosh.
This teal has popped up in every single series show that we've watched.
What's the
for
one
last 3
that
years.
everybody start to shut up?
AP Bio.
AP Bio.
This color is very prominent.
There's even Reddit threads about this color and how it's used in that AP Bio show.
Even Heartstopper had this color kind of as the school colors. When we were watching the Gilded Age, everything was this teal color. Just so many things are the teal colors that are coming into our lives, which I'm here for. It's just like, where did it come from? Why is everybody going for this tealish color?
So Miranda Priestley would know.
Why would she know?
From The Devil's Wear Prada?
Oh, I was thinking Miranda from the show Miranda Priestley. Now I get it.
No,
Yes.
from The Devil, because she knows the origin of like what designer had that, shooting down the catwalk.
We haven't watched that movie for a while, but we just did watch Cruella. And I was talking about that with some people. I'm like, when's the last time you actually just saw a Dalmatian? I haven't seen a Dalmatian in like 30 years. That's just a little fun fact for you. That's how this mind works. That's why sometimes it's not easy living with me, because it's just random. I asked you something yesterday. You're like, I don't understand where this is coming from. That's just the way this mind works.
All right, good times.
Yeah, so that's what I am working on. Chip, what are you making?
I am trying to think.
That's why we have show notes here.
Okay. Did the Jelly Roll Race Quilt? Oh, okay. So, I have been busy. So, I got permission. I got a special order for some chip baskets that I'm allowed to show a little taste of what I have been working on. So, everybody knows I do. This is one of my new ones.
Oh my gosh.
The chip basket.
I don't want someone to buy this because I want this one, and this is it. This is the only one left.
This is the only one left. So I had a special order. I made a little extra, and this is the last one that's left. I made both of these, and I wish we had the picture. We should put that in the listing. There's a picture from the 70s of Aaron's living room as a kid, and how... like, boom, I love this one. I love this little chip pouch that I made with a little zipper. Love it. Ta-da. And then you have your chipette. So if you're nitty, if you're doing some socks, small project, yep, perfect. And then we have the large. But, like, I worked so tirelessly trying to get the logo just right, and again, it was something that like I had to figure out, and it turned out so good, and I love it. So I'm working on the special orders, and I have a new one that I'm gonna share. These folks Tony and Joy sent in their, where are they at? They sent in their fabric, and then we were able to have a Zoom call, and we went over their options, and I got to have a lot of fun with some quilting. So they did, oh my God, I absolutely love this. So we chose, they have this little witch. I called this the Witching Kitty with some pumpkins here, but we chose this star motif with the crescent moons, and it really turned out really sweet. Then we've got some boos. I called this the boo quilt, the boo fabric, and all I did was I did the loopy loops because the ghosts are kind of flying through space. And then this one, hands down.
Oh, that was so
This
awesome.
one we paired with a black vinyl bottom, and the skulls and the roses, and I did, oh man, I didn't get the picture of the of how it quilted out. but I did some roses to follow on with the motif, and it turned out really hot. Then we had these this taro fabric, and we have some stars. You want to call them stars, you can call them pentagrams, but oh my God, look how perfect those pentagrams turned out. And what was interesting was that when you go online, if like I told them pretty much, hey, I'm going to work with whatever is in my library for my robotics to like whatever the pattern will be. And like if we want to do something outside that, you know, we can always order that. I tried looking for a pentagram. It did not exist. There was one out there I could find, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work well because in the fabric, let's see if I can go back to it. Nope. In the fabric, each of the stars was absolutely symmetric and perfect, but the pantograph that I found online, all of them seemed like they were hand drawn and they were just like the odd shape, and it didn't work well. So I happen to have a friend, Tracy, who, lo and behold, she designs edge-to-edge pantographs, and she does custom for blocks. Love it. I said, Tracy, I have an order for you. And she fit the brief, did it perfectly, and you saw the results. But I'd love to give credit to my friend Tracy, who, there she is. She is a supremely gifted, talented. If there's anything about quilting and long arming, this lady knows her stuff. And she has a shop. Let's go to her. Can we go? Classes. She offers, she offers classes for long arm or for quilting. And then you can go to her, are we still on? Yep. You can go to her shop and look at the patterns. And she has all of these. Look at these cute sheep that I could potentially put on some quilts. But she is very, very, very talented, and I couldn't speak highly enough. What's really fun is that you may go to a company now, and they may be a designer, and basically, you know, you'll show them, hey, I've got this picture, and I'd love to make this a pantograph, and all of they're doing really is just digitizing it and throwing stitches on it, and then boom, put it in your file format that'll work with your system. Tracy is an artist. She actually creates the file in Adobe, I think Adobe Illustrator, and then once she has it, she tests it and she makes sure that it's going to work well. Like, she is the real designer, and she is worth her weight in gold. So go to Tracy, and her shop on Etsy is Digital Long Arm. Or, of course, you can go to her website, which is tracypira.co.uk, and that'll be in the show notes. If you are a long armor who needs new digital patterns, check Tracy out.
Yeah.
But I mentioned, like, I'm doing these custom jobs, and it's like they're coming in. And I did this one called Speakeasy. It's got a blue vinyl bottom. Again, I think, are we down to one or two of these?
That might be it.
That might be it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you ever get an idea for a chip basket that you're like, hey, I'd love to have this, just send me a message and we'll work it out. We'll come up with a plan.
Can we talk about kind of the newer design? I don't know if we ever announced it or said, but you are making the chipette a little bit different now.
Yes.
If we don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But the chipette has grown just a little bit more.
I made it wider, and then also longer. And so it just, when you have the original, I don't think we have any here.
I don't think we have
downstairs.
Any originals, yeah.
But the original was, I mean, like, you could get your skein in there, and that was pretty much it. You might be able to fold up your pattern, put that in there, but this is more roomy. And I've had people say, "Oh yeah, I just folded the edges down," but this it's more workable. Now I know Ray, he has the original chip basket, and with the button, he's put this on his belt loop, on his belt, and like he'll walk around on his hip.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing with this, but yeah, this I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the new size.
Yeah, it's just grown a little bit. You can fit your skein in there and more like your sock project. Instead of shoving the sock project on top, you can kind of put it to the side. So
yeah,
the chipette has grown just a little bit.
You could put a little chip pouch.
Have you even said anything about the chip pouches yet? Did we announce
Not
those?
really. So I did pouches because, your notions, should they always just live in the couch cushions? No, my friend.
That's the easiest place for them to go, though.
You have your little measuring tape. You can have your scissors in there. You could have some Mrs. Werther's in here.
Ooh, some Werther's Originals. Love it.
Yes. And so same deal. These are quilted and...
Yeah, the chip pouch is now available to all.
Yeah. I originally, like when I'm designing something and figuring out what I'm going to put on it, it's like, what is the minimum viable product? I don't try to over design it, but I didn't even have a tab. And Carrie, she's like, I need a tab on that. So I put a tab on it.
That's cute. Double zipper. Go on in there, put your notions, anything you want, your money. Our neighbor Marie keeps her game night money in here. So when she comes up, she goes, "Okay, I got my money. It's time to play games."
She actually does.
She does. It's cute. It's adorable.
Okay, and then I think that's all I've got for mine. So do you have any more What Are You Making?
I don't have any more What Are You Making?
Okay, so I kind of didn't mean to, but we kind of went into a shop update.
Yeah.
So last thing I'll say is, Aaron, that one is the Wasabi Zen.
Wasabi, okay. So this is the Wasabi Zen.
Medium.
Medium. And this is a chip sack.
Yes.
Chip sack.
Now, crazy. I don't understand why these have not gotten more love, but you know what? I have plenty of them. Let's get rid of them. We've opened up a new part of the website called
Farewell Tour.
We're saying farewell. I thought this was amazing. You guys said, not so much. So we're clearing out. It's got the Fiber Hustle little stopper, but you could also take that off and use it as needle minders.
Yeah, you put your needles in there to
You
stop
can put that on there.
Needle stoppers.
This one has a pocket. Yes, it has a pocket. All of them do. And cinch it up. It's modeled after a Japanese rice bag, which people use like a lunch bag. I love these. It's got the same foam as the chip baskets,
Yep.
but they need more love. So we've got Wasabi's on. Take your choice. We got to mark down.
So if you go to our website, go to Farewell Tour, there are a plethora, not a bunch, there are some chip sacks in there that are marked down. I have some yarn in there that it's just like bases I don't carry anymore, or things that's just been kind of hanging out for a while that I need to get rid of to make room for all the colors that I have been dyeing recently, or just a regular kind of one-off skeins that I want to get rid of. So check out anything in the Farewell Tour.
We got to make room for
it.
flock.
Yes, we got to make room for flock. So check that out. Since we're talking about shop updates, let me show you some colors I've been working on. Oh, just FYI, Last Call at the Disco is back in the shop. I did change the formula just a hint because I wanted to add a little bit more of this pop of green. So if you're looking for Last Call at the Disco, which lasted maybe 5 hours in the store last time, it is back in the shop. Just has a little bit more green in it this time, just to give it an extra pop. I mean, come on, guys. That is gorgeous. And it knits up. It's on my our 80/20 4-ply base. What else have I been working on?
Are these new arrivals coming?
Yes, everything I'm going to show you right now is new arrivals. Let me show you this first. Okay. This one, I don't think, I had a piece of paper that kind of had what I was thinking to call it that fell over here. This yarn is gorgeous. It's like a green teal, but has so many different colors in it that I can't even explain it to you. Because if you see, I can't even explain it to you. Because the way that I dyed it, it just has like splotches and blotches. And it's almost like, you know, when somebody gets their hair colored, let's say purple on top, but underneath it has like a black.
Undertones.
Like undertones. This has so many over and undertones in it that it's just gorgeous. I haven't thought of a name for this one yet. So if you check in the store tomorrow, we'll put it kind of top of the queue. That way you can see the color of it. And I wanted to call it, what's unique about this? So when somebody says, what's that colorway? And you say, what's unique about this? Or this yarn is called, so what's the colorway? This yarn is called, what's it called? This yarn is called. Still not sure. So that's going to be in the shop tomorrow. Then I created this gorgeous, I'm calling this The Adventures of the Electric Tomato.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That sounds a little long, but The Adventures of the Electric Tomato. This is an orangish red, but has the same characteristics, kind of the undertone, overtone of just different variegation and just tonal of everything that's in here. It is pretty. It's gorgeous. Did you do a down shot just so we can kind of see that? I don't know how well it is capturing the color right now, but yes, The Adventures of the Electric Tomato, also on the 80/20. And this is another one that just is off the press now, which is like a gorgeous yellow. It kind of reminded me of nacho cheese. So I'm thinking about calling it Nacho Business. Now,
oh my gosh.
What I'm seeing in the camera is not exactly what's showing on here, but maybe, okay, it's like a golden yellow with just the slightest. I did a little bit of speckling on it, but hardly any speckling, just to kind of give it more of just a little bit more depth to it. So you are going to get a little bit of speckle every once in a while in there. And hey, it's Seamus. Maybe he'll make an appearance here in a second. And then there's a couple more.
Oh my gosh, you really went to town.
I've been going to town. I know it's not worsted season, but start thinking about worsted season. This is on our 100% Targhee non-superwash 3-ply. I have done one called Brick House because it actually reminds me of a little bit of a red brick. I have Prosperment because Chip and I were trying to think of something that was like, we didn't want to say mint or green mint or something that Shamrock Shake because that was just too obvious and we like making names here. So Prosperment, Merman Tail, because this is like when you see those merman ornaments, I always feel like they have this kind of color of tail on them. And this one is a really hot red, which is called Hello Hot Lips. And whenever I think of hot lips, I think of Natalie from Facts of Life, because there was one episode that Natalie supposedly kissed someone, but she really didn't. And she said, move over Natalie Green and hello hot lips. But most people probably think of hot lips from the show MASH. So yeah.
This is not like a Corvette red.
No, no. The one thing about the non-superwash Targhee, I love this base. It works up magically. But since it's non-superwash, you will get a little color run. No matter what I do, I can't get all the color out of it. So if you're gonna buy some Targhee, I would not knit Hello Hot Lips with like the London Fog we have unless you have some color catchers, because red is the biggest bleeder that we have. And again, you're not gonna be like shocked like, oh my God. But yeah, there's gonna be a little color that does come out in our 100% non-superwash Targhee. But this is...
Oh my God, Erin, you really did a...
The plethora of yarn that I've been working with. Also, these colors right here are all, I'm using just the CMYK formula instead of using the like pre-made colors. So I'm actually doing a little bit of science experimenting with them, like adding actual bright yellow with a little bit of magenta or black or Caribbean blue to get these colors. And so far I'm really impressed and very happy with them.
This one reminds me, this one, as soon as I saw the color, it took me back to, I was 17 years old and I went on spring break. Maybe I was even 16 or 17. I went on spring break with my best friend and his mom, and we went from Florida to, I want to say, Rhode Island, and we went into the mall for something in Rhode Island. What is he drinking?
Sorry. He's drinking water. Apparently he's very thirsty. And I moved the yarn so he doesn't touch any of it. He was meowing down here like he wanted up, and people haven't seen him for a while.
Oh my God. Anyway, so we went to the mall, and I think it was at Chess King, and
Chess King, wow.
There was a shirt that was this color, and to this day, I still wonder what happened to that shirt, because it was just, I had never seen this color before, and it just, I mean, like, I had to have it. Like, this would be, I had, actually, a few of these. I like that new orange, what is it called?
The Adventures of the Electric Tomato.
Oh my God, yes, these, oh my God,
and
these
Nacho
two,
Business.
all three of these, I can just, I mean, like, I love this together.
It has kind of a, if you put them together, it has a Stephen West palette. But if you use them with something else, it'll kind of just be, it'll be great color work.
Oh my God.
This orange with like a blue. This orange red would go with anything. Anything.
Okay, so Seamus is not impressed.
Not impressed. I moved the yarn because I know something, people are cat sensitive.
Yes.
Those new hustlers, this is our
17.
very old kitty cat named Seamus. He's having some issues the past year with just getting older. Diabetic kitty. He's on a medicine called Bexacat, so we don't have to give him shots of insulin. And he's just an overall great kitty and being a brat some days these days. We're just having a little bit of issues with him losing some weight, so we need to fatten him up.
He shat on Aaron's shoe yesterday.
Why would you tell that story? He's getting older.
I went from my studio, I went to go upstairs to go get refresh my coffee, which I have to pass the closet where his litter robot is.
The world that.
And as I walked past, I was like, shoo, he really did a number. And then I kept walking, and then the smell got even more intense as I went up to the next steps. And I was like, wait a minute, what? So I went back downstairs, and the box was clean. And then I was like, what? Oh no, that's not good. So I went back, and here comes the smell again. I looked down right by the front door on his shoe, his big orange shoe. There had Seamus shat.
We don't know if he just didn't make it downstairs to his litter box.
He was mad about something.
Not happy or mad, but hopefully he's not getting to that age that is going to be a common occurrence or a problem, because usually he is the best kitty in the entire world.
Oh, I was mad all day.
He's getting up there, but look how adorable he is. But yeah, Seamus is a part of, well, he's part of Fiber Hustle and the home and the show, but he's not the main focus right now. But that is what we have in the shop. Again, check out the shop for new colors. Check out our farewell tour, which is our clearance items, because literally I need to make way for stuff for flock, and I want to do another yarn order because I got some things cooking in this head that are album inspired, that some of them might be just exclusive to flock, so you have to be there, and some of them might not be. So yeah. Chip, do you have anything else to show that you're working on?
This needs to be the cover photo.
Because he's an adorable little cutie. Yeah, and that's all I have. We have nothing else coming up. I don't think we're going to have time to do a Pride bingo this year because
I don't know.
I don't know if we have the time. We haven't had a bingo since we have New Year's Eve, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But we'll figure something out.
Yeah, so I've got one more project that I am working on. I've got like 3 different ones that they're coming.
Make them come.
Yeah. I hope you guys are having an amazing spring.
I hope you are too. Hopefully we'll see you in June. My sister comes out for a week in June with her family. So we're just preparing for that. And that's all.
Wow, that's coming right around the corner.
It is. It's only a few weeks. I mean, this is Memorial Day weekend. I mean, summer is officially like starting.
Wow.
So I'm excited for it.
Yes. So thank you very much for joining us. We will see you again very soon.
Yes, love you, miss you, follow,
In
like,
Fiber Hustle
subscribe,
terms.
all that. Fiber Hustle terms. We'll see you very soon. All right. And Yoan, play us out.